There's a lot of different tips and tricks and things you can try to do manually to find more sellers in the market. But the reality is it's becoming harder and harder. And so today I'm going to tell you about our likely seller license and everything you get and why it's something you should try. So a likely seller license is something that you subscribe to. Every single month, we give you all of the likely sellers within a county. You can buy multiple counties or subscribe to multiple counties if you prefer. Every single month, we retrain the model within the county that you subscribe, then rescore all of the single family and condo properties within that county. And we do this for thousands of counties. So we have multiple models running in every single county, which is one thing that makes us very unique. And once we're done with that process, we then add a bunch more data back to those predictions and package them up and deliver them to you through our portal at app.likely.ai. Now, what you get when you log in, you actually get those predictions, that audience. Think of it, it's really like a really awesome offline audience that are people that are in the midst of change. So they need the help from realtors, lenders, real estate investors in certain cases to make a decision about what they do. And they're not going to list tomorrow. They're within the next 90 days to 180 plus days. So it varies a little bit by market, but usually it's about 50, 60 days before they list from the first time that we predict them in most markets. So when you log into the portal, what you have the ability to do is to export those predictions in a variety of different file layouts that match your marketing channel. You can either download the file or you can push it through to Zapier if you want to connect it to a couple of different apps. You can push it to Follow Up Boss. Additional options that you have when exporting your files is to select, do you want to get all of the predictions or just the predictions that are new this month so you can add them to an existing campaign that you already have in flight. Now, we know that, maybe you're not a mailer and you want to do phone numbers and emails, and we built that right into the product. So when you go in, you can say, I want to export this, but you know what? I also want to get all the phone numbers. I want to get all the emails for this, for owner one or owner two. And you know what? I actually bought phone numbers and emails last month. So I don't want to have to pay for all of them again. That would be awful. So maybe you just want to say, give me ones that are blank, all the new predictions or ones that we couldn't match last month. And maybe something's changed with it, our vendor for that. And we can now match it for you. So we try to give you, empower you, reduce friction for you to leverage intelligence. That's what likely seller license is. And then we give you the most up-to-date predictions within the counties you license every single month. And then there's the question of what data do I get with a likely seller prediction? Now I know how to get them. It is really straightforward, actually. We append, I think, 143 data points to it. So this is everything from first and second owner, is it owner occupied, is it owned by a company? We give you the property full address together and parsed out, the mailing address parsed out and all together. So depending on which format you want to export, property characteristics, lat long, so you put it on a map, the likely seller probability score. We can give you information about the property itself, so property characteristics, transaction history, current AVM, that's lender grade, along with lending history. So even when was it last financed, why, who did it, how much, what's your LTV, lendable equity. So there is a plethora of data that's delivered with each one of these predictions. And the intent is to allow you to use whatever subset of that data makes sense for your campaign, because this is intelligence. We've taken all of this noise that is data today and brought it together, and we want to deliver you actionable intel. And that is what a likely seller is. It's someone who's likely going to take an action. They are someone who right now are most likely going to put their property on the market for sale, or at least in that mindset of change. So contact them, use the data that's associated with the file in order to decide how that message is going to be constructed along with your brand. I prefer personally like the address master or the contact master. If you want to get all the data, want a subset of it, you can pick, phone number, email, mailing list. So we try to pull out our Facebook custom audience, formatted the files. So whatever marketing channel you want to use, it is packaged up and for you. So it's the easiest possible way to take advantage of this intelligence. And another question we get asked is, well, how good is it? Well, we did a very thorough case study. We took counties all across the nation and we said, okay, let's track them for 90 days just in this case study and report back exactly how many of the properties in that market sold, how many properties in that market listed, then how many of our predictions, right? To gauge ourselves against how good are we compared to the market. And as well as how accurate are our predictions, thinking of it as a one in what actually listed out of our predictions, like accuracy. But that's why we've got data scientists. So if you can see right here in the chart, 1 in 9 came true in the 90 days. And so we were over 300% better than market turnover. And you can see that we didn't just do it in one market. We did it in lots of markets across the country, just to prove that it's not like a one-off success and everything else is snake oil. There's been so much of that in this industry that we wanted to prove that it's legit. And you'll find a link below this video that is to a 90-day case study proving how accurate likely sellers are. Within this 90-day case study, we looked at how many of the properties within these given markets listed within that 90-day period, and how many of our predictions listed, right? So turnover versus prediction turnover. And we found well north of 300% on average, better than market turnover, and on average 1 in 10, but in this case study, we're 1 in 9 of our predictions listed within that initial 90 days. So you can see that it's all around the country. We wanted to do that specifically so we could prove that it's not a one-off, that it works in this county or this part of the country, but not in this region. Doing this for 4 years, we found that both geography, time of year, weather patterns, all these things factor into the accuracy and precision. You can't just build a model in a test tube and expect it to work, because it won't. Once you bring it to market, all the real world market factors destroy any type of precision and recall and geeky words that data scientists know very well when they're working on it in a lab. So it works. Give it a go.